let me show you something. So I have figured out what's causing my catastrophic failures of my canopy. So it's back up now, but it wasn't. I've spent, I don't know, probably an hour or so trying to get figured out. Now I gotta get all, it's kind of windy today, I gotta get all this rolled up. So originally, if you guys remember, I had mounted this L bracket here, and I just made myself an anchor here and tied it off down to here. Now it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The problem I'm having is, let's look up here. The water is most definitely just dumping straight off the roof and onto that canopy right there. And there's my problem. So I've got this good and tight now. I don't think that it's gonna allow enough water to sit right there to collapse it, but it definitely did collapse it. And so we've had another failure point. You see how bowed in that is? Now I'm gonna try and figure, I've got enough paracord. I think I'm just gonna tie that to that support there. But I didn't want to tell you guys, you know, you guys don't need to know every bad thing that's been going on, but this leg collapsed again. I remounted this on there, but I don't think that bracket is gonna be good enough. I think I'm gonna have to do something else on the other side. I'm gonna have to come up with a bracket on the other side to straighten this leg out, because this one now is bending this way. It's just a hot mess. It's all hot trash. So, but I just got it back into shape enough. And there's, as you can see, there's another anchor there. And then, like I said before, I put an anchor from here. Can you see where I tied that on there? From here, and I ran it down. And there's a cinder block there that it's tied to, and it's good and tight. So I'm gonna get this thing buttoned back up, but what I'm showing you this is because I haven't sharpened anything yet. I have knives that need sharpened, and I spent the day yesterday doing refinishing. This canopy had collapsed already. I didn't say anything about it in the video yesterday, but it had already collapsed once earlier in the weekend, and since we don't have any rain today, I'm getting it back up. But it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I have got to figure something out. I'm thinking that I could do a tie around that center pole and run it down through here and then down to that, just basically to give it some support to keep the water from building up here. Like I said, I got it tight, but these things need to be retightened. So this needs to come this direction. See, this is where it actually tried to bend and bow the last time. So the thing is, here in California, we don't get enough bad weather to really do it. But the whole purpose of this now, this video, is because we are going to, let me get you turned around here. Looking at me. We are going to look at that Shirogorov that happens to be on my counter. So I think we're going to do the video inside because it's really windy out here. This thing's blowing around and I haven't gotten it all back together, or skookum, as one of my favorite YouTube video producers would say. Skookum. His name is it's Bolter, AVE. Takes stuff apart. The guy's awesome. He's a Canuck. He's in Canada, and he's sick. It is not skookum. So we basically have to do some work out here still, but I do want to get that video done, and I only have a little bit of time because I have got to go pick up my daughter here shortly. So we're going to go in and look at that, guys. So as promised, guys, the Shirogorov F95. Now, I had a hottie come in, I did a video about it, and if you guys want to go back and remember some of the stuff that I talked about, and that a lot of the same things present in this knife. The hot spot, the one hot point right there, it's on this one. The general issues that you may have with a hottie, you're probably going to have an F95. There's only some minor differences. They are so similar that it's almost not worth calling them different knives. I know you have the Hottie and you have the F95. My Hottie was in carbon fiber. The one we had come in was in G10. This is a full titanium, no backspacer. That's one of the differences. No backspacer, just a barrel standoff. Now, this used to belong, this is my friend Matt's, but it used to belong to our friend Luke. Now, Luke had said that this is probably the smoothest Hottie, or smoothest Shiro he's ever seen. This one is super smooth, super, super smooth. This one is an S90V. The other one that I saw, the only other one I've ever seen was in S30V. Now, Matt's is in S90V. Some of the minor differences, I mean, you can see hardware is still the same. Same hardware that you had on Hottie, same handle shape, same design, same blade shape. Basically, it's a full titanium Hottie without a backspacer. Now, this has got a spot where you can actually put a lanyard through. Now, I had said in the other one that you would probably have to take it apart. We'll get this. Let me turn this around. I'll show you some of this stuff turned around so you can see it better. So I guess for stuff like this, my counter here does do a pretty good job as a backdrop. So the most striking difference that you're going to notice right off is the Hottie has got the Shirogorov bear, the logo. Let's get that in there. You can see it right there. Instead of it being here on the titanium, it's on the blade. Well, that kind of makes sense because the Hotties that I've had or seen were carbon fiber, and it's really not going to see it that well. This pattern, this milled pattern, is pretty cool. You get some really 3D images because it's obviously been blasted and then tumbled, and down in the areas where the stones can't get into some of these grooves, you get kind of a 3D pattern. And it's on both sides. I do not necessarily like, I know that people disagree with me on this sometimes and why knife makers do what they do, but I don't really like having a smooth scale on the lock scale. Presentation scale can be milled or whatever, and then this side I like to be smooth. My only issue with my Reat is that it's nice and smooth, so it's not such a big deal, but this one is too. A lot of times what happens is that this milled pattern that you get on a lock scale, because your pocket clip is going to be there, it tears up material and it catches, and it's just... Sorry about that, guys. My wife called, so there's going to be a weird little hiccup in the edit, and I kind of forgot what I was talking about. But at any rate, yeah, so this one's not bad. It doesn't catch too bad. The pocket clip's nice, except for it's got that, and there is... I'll go out and I'll take a picture of it and put in. There's a nasty scratched up mark on my steering wheel, just like when I used to carry mine. Well, it's not that bad, and it doesn't show up well, but it's definitely there. So, sorry it's not a good pick. Because of that sharp spot right there. My leather steering wheel has now been scratched again by a Shirogorov. Now, the blade shape on this one's really nice, like all Shiros. I've never had a Shirogorov come that was like jacked up, misground along this, along this bevel. This is pretty much a full flat grind. The other one was a full flat grind. I mean, it came all the way up. This one has a little bit of jimping, which the Hottie did not. But there is one small thing that I had not noticed until Matt pointed it out. You see these chamfered areas right here? See those right there? They're chamfered in, and damn, focus. Work with me. Battery's almost dead too. Anyway, there's some chamfers right there. All right, there we go. Now you can see it. Now when you close that knife, there actually is a spot right there. You can touch that. And I believe... Which finger did I do it on? I just cut myself on it. Not there. It's on one of these digits that I cut myself a little bit on that. I think it's right there. I think that's it right there. It just took off. Yeah, it's right there. It just took off a little skin. And I just, because I had my thumb there, and I was like, oh, hey. So that's the only issue with it. Now, I will say that this has spent a lot of time in my pocket since my buddy Matt let me borrow it, because it made me realize that I did miss my Hottie. Now, I was telling someone that with the full backspacer on the Hottie, that hole is in the middle piece. And they're like, oh, you can use a pair of hemostats, and you can do it. I'm telling you right now, poor design. If I want to put a lanyard on a knife, I should not have to go and get specific thin cord or a small set of hemostats and things like that. Basically, the easiest way to do it is to take the knife apart. And I shouldn't have to take a knife apart to put a backspace or a lanyard on if I want it. Now, I don't carry knives with lanyards anymore, but this one has got a spot where you can actually put a lanyard. The action on this, like I said, possibly the smoothest on any. I mean, it's one of the smoothest on any knife out there that I've seen. This one is as smooth as the Grinchmo Norseman's. This one is as smooth as my Archbishop. It just falls shut, and it can be dangerous. It is such a smooth action on this. D10 on it's really nice. Lock bar insert. Once again, though, the same with the Hottie. You see how that lock bar insert is there, but then the titanium's still proud and stands up above the lock bar face. So that means that you only can go over so far. Now that's a good thing. That means that your lock bar is not going to walk over. But as that wears, if it can't walk over, you're gonna develop lock rock. You definitely, all knives are eventually going to develop lock rock. I've developed lock rock in my Archbishop, my spinner, and my NTAC. As a matter of fact, my NTAC, I'm the one that put the oversized lock stop pin in it. So Elliot told me what to do and explained it to me, and I did it myself. So hang on a second, let me get this turned back around. We're gonna do some final thoughts on this. So, like I said, I do really like this knife. I really, really like this knife. If I had $1,300, because this is a discontinued, they don't make the F95 anymore. It's discontinued. From what I saw, everywhere I looked, it says discontinued. The only place I saw these for sale, the only place I saw them that still had their price listed was, I think, Blade HQ. Blade Center, Blade HQ. At any rate, $1,350. $1,350 for this knife. And I think that was the original price. So, I don't want to put $1,350 into a knife when I've got other knives that are as good for lower price. But I'm not going to lie. This is a really nice knife. I've got to give it back to Matt. Eventually, I sent him a text yesterday saying that I lost it. And I prefaced that. It was like, I lost it. And by I lost it, I mean that I'm going to keep carrying it until it made me miss my Hottie, so I've been going to carry it, and when I get it out of my system, I'll find it again. So Matt's cool with it. Matt lets me borrow stuff. He's got way more knives than he could ever carry. He could carry a different knife every month and still not carry the same knife twice. Or not even be close, actually. He could probably go months and never carry the same knife twice. But this is nice. And surprising, here's the thing. For as big as it is, even full titanium knives are heavy, even though they're lighter than steel frame locks. Titanium frame locks are heavy. It's metal. It's significantly heavier than the Hottie, because the Hottie had G10 or carbon fiber, whatever you want on those. But these are heavier, but not that heavy that it's like out of the realm of what you could carry. Now, some people would say it's too heavy, but I'm a guy that's used to carrying full titanium frame locks. As a matter of fact, I've got one here that I really love. And I was going to sell it. It was given to me, and it was given to me to sell. And I don't think it's going anywhere. And it's the Browse Silent Soldier Full Frame Lock XL. And I didn't like the original Silent Soldier because it was too big. There's going to be a video coming on this. I love this knife. I sent Jason Browse a message, and we were talking about it. I want to know from him if me anodizing this will void the lifetime refinishing and refurbishing, because I think that this will... That was a left-handed flip. I think that this will eventually be something that I lose, the taste for. But until then, this is a nice... This had never been carried. And these are like $650, I think. And it comes sharp. But these are nice. But that's what I'm saying. I don't need... I'm used to other heavy full frame locks. So I really like this. It's really comfortable. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm gonna try and keep this video a little bit shorter. I still have some repairs to do on my Canopy out there. I'm just gonna keep using it until it just is done. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Like I said, if you like my videos, guys, the two that I did at the shop yesterday, you guys seemed to like them a lot. I needed to do those. Those were videos that I needed to do to get some stuff out there. I am going to continue to do live feeds. I just don't have time today because, you know, I'm working on a Canopy. It doesn't make sense for me to try and do a video while I'm working on the Canopy. And then I have knives that I have to sharpen tonight. I might do a live feed tonight while I'm doing some sharpening. And then, you know, there's stuff that I have to do, and there hasn't been much come in, so... You know, I can't make knives right now because I'm fixing stuff here. I can't sharpen knives because I don't have any here, so I may as well do some of these video things. But I do have a couple knives that I do need to do and sharpen today. And then I was gonna, like I said, I was planning on taking a bunch of stuff to the post office today, even though I said I was gonna only ship on Wednesdays. But I've got stuff that needs to go out. This Hornet needs to go out for a sheath so that I can get it back and I can put my maker's mark on it. I actually changed the finish a little bit. I did a satin, like a coarse satin on a Scotch-Brite belt. So it's kind of a gray gunmetal satin, and I left this finish here. I'm going to put my maker's mark. I'm thinking about, since I'm putting removable handles on all these, maker's mark might go just right under the handle or up here. It depends on what the person wants. If they want it here where you can see the maker's mark and the year of manufacture, I'll do it right here. Just depends. So no edge on this yet, still just a dead blade, but going out for a sheath. I'm gonna oil these when it comes back and then all that. So Dwayne, your knife is, for all intents and purposes, your knife is done as long as there's no issues with, I have a little sheath that I use for transit for shipping stuff. So there it goes, guys. That's an update. Like I said, I will try to do a live feed tonight when I get out there. I gotta hang the light back up, get out there and get sharpening stuff done. So, all right, guys, take it easy, and I will talk to you and see y'all next time.